and leadership issues?
Well, INEC is doing its statutory duty. INEC is not doing anyone a favor. The candidates have been elected by their own parties. The job of INEC is to ensure that the political parties submit these names and collate these names and sends the information to the general public. So it's not like we are looking for employment from INEC. INEC is our servant. It's working for the public. INEC is just like a post office. The real people who are to evaluate the candidates are the electorate. The role of INEC is to collect this information, correct or incorrect, complete or incomplete, accurate or inaccurate. It's not INEC's job to vet the information. INEC's role is to take this information as submitted by the political parties and the candidates to the electorate and to the public. So it's now open to the public to vet and see that the claims made by the candidates are correct. And where those claims are not correct, to take necessary action to challenge such candidates. That's the whole idea.
But I'm asking, your announcement or the publication or the publishing your name as the presidential candidate of the SDP, what does this mean for you, especially in the light of the crisis within your party?
There are no crises in my party. It means that we have managed not to be distracted by attempts to put problems in our party. We've had our convention. It was covered by channels and other TV stations, and we had no issues. So we were not expecting any problem. So it's like a normal, regular day for us. We were not in doubt as to our candidates. And you have to recall that it's not only the presidential candidate that was displayed, the vice presidential candidate was also displayed, and 109 senatorial candidates and 360 House of Representative candidates are also displayed. So it is not an issue at all. I know different political parties had instances where external forces, or in some cases, disgruntled internal forces in some parties, tried to derail the nomination processes, but I think most political parties overcame them. In the case of the outgoing political party, APC, they had their own issues of their leaders trying to change a winner to loser and loser to winner and things like that. So it is a normal process that when people are competing, contesting for just small or narrow opportunities, that genuinely competitive people will come and fight, and others whose job or pastime is to cause distraction will also take advantage. But what we need to emphasize is not to congratulate candidates. It is to find a government that works for the Nigerian people, so that the conversation around this election season are directly related to the developmental challenges around which we want to form government, so that we don't now discuss personality, discuss past sagas and who defeated who. We actually look at the issue of poverty, insecurity, bad governance, total lack of governance, as in the case of the outgoing administration, and so many other economic problems, international problems that we need to deal with. And those are the things that I think to occupy the next 6 months that we have before the Nigerian electorate will have to go and elect a new government. We need to sound the right issues. Otherwise, it will become another enlarged version of Big Brother Africa, where you'll be discussing personality and their idiosyncrasies. Whereas we need to discuss the country, the state of development, the tools and resources available to us as a people, the kind of government we form wrongly, the kind of government we need to form rightly, and who should be in charge, who should be in front, who should cooperate. Those are the things which bring people like us to leave our regular job and come to this business.
Yeah, Prince Adebayo, you are on the ballot, and it does look like you are now going to be up against very familiar foes, those whom you ran against in 2023. What do you think will be different in the 2027 race for you?
In what I want, the major difference I want, and I think Nigerians want it. In 2023, I contested against INEC. INEC was the opponent. Because I listened to you in your introduction, calling figures. It's like you allow a bank robber to count the money he stole from the bank, and you say that's his profit. You are legitimizing the robbery. So what happened in 2023 was not good at all. All those numbers are fake. Of course, there are some statistical errors in the presentation that your producer produced for you, but that's not the major issue. The major issue was that the whole thing was a charade, was fake. So what are the difference I want now? Hopefully, I pray every day for Professor Mukwiton and his fellow commissioners and other staff and principal officers that this time around, no candidate should see INEC as an enemy. And I also pray for IGP Disu and the rest of the police officers and men and women that no candidate should see the police as an enemy. So if it is candidate versus candidate, then we are ready. But there is no candidate who should be unfortunate enough to be running against INEC, like we were running against INEC in 2023. And that is what we need to change. And I pray that we pay attention to that and we become serious. To run for an election is like to write an exam. Your score to reflect your effort. And that is what we cannot
Mr. Adebayo, let me ask you, there are a group of Nigerians, eminent Nigerians who have come together, the G100, asking that the opposition should come together. If part of the agenda is to defeat Bola Tinubu and the APC, if the argument is that what we are presently getting under the ruling government is not satisfactory according to them, that the opposition should come together, there must be a coalition. And coalescing to defeat or to remove Bola Tinubu and the APC out of power means that if you look at the historical figures, you need to have a change in strategy. Are you willing to join on a coalition race? Are you willing to jettison your own ambition, as they say, that there must be a jettisoning of genuine commitment to the general idea of defeating Bola Tinubu and the APC and wanting a better Nigeria through an alternative, an optional means of what we have today? Are you willing to join in this idea of coalition?
Okay, let me get it clear. Many of our friends who are in this G100 or G100, including your immediate guest before me, Professor Killer, they are mostly our people, the people we know very well. And I sympathize with their point of view, because their point of view is that the opposition should come together. And their point of view is a subset of my own point of view. My point of view is not that the opposition should come together only, that all Nigerians should come together, not just the opposition. Because even the people who might be members of the APC, they know now that the APC itself has been made irrelevant and that they are facing a system of one-man rule. Many of the National Assembly members who were sitting inside and saying, when we were being tear gassed a few months ago when we were passing the Obnoxious Electoral Act, most of which, predictably now, the courts are knocking the provisions out one by one. Now, they have been robbed of their own democratic rights too. Many of them now can't come back because they're not in the book of life that President Tinubu is keeping to himself. He has a book of life. If your name is on it, you will win your primaries. If your name is not on that book of life, doesn't matter how popular you are with your people. Even if you won in primaries, they will remove your name and put somebody whose name is the book of life there. So all of us now need to come together. And my objective is not about defeating President Bola Tinubu. To be honest, President Tinubu has defeated himself. Because you cannot fail to defeat yourself as a government if the collective summary of your service is that you have defeated the purpose of government. So President Tinubu, in his 3 years plus, has defeated the essence of government, defeated the purpose of government, defeated the essence of the republic, and he has become a one-man character with a few audience of his own that are following him up and down. So as a result, President Tinubu's government is an outgoing administration. They are going. That's not the issue. I can tell you, my advice to them is, even if they can't get anything right, they should get people to start preparing handover notes, so that at least the mess that we are witnessing can quickly be remedied by the time they leave. So it's not a question of whether they are going to go. They will go. So the issue now...
Let me jump in quickly, quickly. You are saying that, you are very confident in you saying that President Bola Tinubu is not going to return. That's your permutation. And one may not be surprised because you are going to be on the ballot against him in 2027 as you were in 2023. But there are those who say, and the figures as we presented earlier, and I want to apologize for some of the clerical errors, which is going to be corrected. I'll do a proper presentation because there are a few design errors that have missed the colors and the design, which has misrepresented a few things. That's why I'm not going to bring it up again, but which fundamentally, the figures
and also some numbers,
some of the representation,
also some numbers as to who came after this and that. Yes, yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, so that, apologies for that. That's going to be corrected. Is in the heat of the moment for the designer. But let me ask you. You look at a figure, combined figure, and the sense we're trying to portray to our viewers tonight is that if you take on one hand what Bola Tinubu garnered in 2023.
This one shall never yes. This man will for Adebayo. I will learn it to this man because this man is so sound and intelligent. You understand me? So according to him, he said to the same election, Tinubu has defeated himself. You understand? He said his government is outgoing. That means well, now say this man still contest for 2020 election based on the how they rig the election. You understand? So nothing happened. You understand me? So Wesha, because country where we dey, the problem is that in our government, you understand, most especially INEC, you understand me? So 2027, I say talk, it go hot, you understand? If Tinubu continue this administration more, things go Nigeria go turn upside down as it be. So Nigeria go turn upside down. Well, look.